Hey, everybody, welcome to the SkyLounge podcast, episode number 269. Thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Follow me at the SkyLounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Podcasts, and also check it out the SkyLounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And without any further ado, let's get shit started with episode number 269. The brutality of ball influence, clownery, and tempo sports finals and starts. And ladies and gentlemen, we start off with some woke league of Chinese basketball action, aka the NBA. But son, I thought you don't want to fucking watch the NBA. You're like against it and shit. Conference finals, man. And the Lakers took action tonight. Game 1, Western Conference Final, against the Denver Nuggets, where they beat the Nuggets 126-114. And I gotta tell you guys right now, calm the fuck down. It's only game 1, okay? Relax. This is still a very long series. And here's the thing. As a Lakers fan, what I can tell you right now is I'm very excited from what we're seeing with role players, specifically the likes of Markieff Morris, Rajon Rondo, who was just, he's playoff Rondo right now, and Dwight Howard, who was an absolute fucking force tonight. Dwight Howard alone shut down Nuggets' best options in Millsap, Murray, and Jokic, because he caused all of them to get 3 personal fouls by the second quarter. All 3 of them. And yeah, I know everyone's going to say, oh, there's other fucking factors to this shit. I know that, motherfucker, but what I'm saying is Dwight was in these guys' heads. And when you're emotionally compromised like that, you're not going to play your best game. You're not going to be at your A prime. And so this is why I say, calm the fuck down. It's just one game. Although I will also say this, Anthony Davis is fucking phenomenal. This guy just, you have to realize that he has been stuck with the New Orleans Pelicans. And I watched him as a New Orleans Pelicans in New Orleans against my Lakers when we had Lonzo Ball, Brandon Ingram, Julius Randle, and Kyle Kuzma. I think he might have been injured when I was at that game. But to see Anthony Davis in this Lakers team right now and just having such a dominant game 1 was very, very fun to watch. And like I said, I'm not getting high up on game 1. I'm really not. I think Denver is a team of substance. They are a team that knows struggles. They know hardships. They know heartaches. And they're battle tested. And I hate the fact that this narrative is completely overlooked, because when you think about it, over the course of the last 2 years, where Denver had a huge fucking gap of not being in the playoffs for damn near 10 years. And they go to 4 series where all 4 series, you have them go into 7 games. They're tested. They're battle ready. Right now, I think they're a little tired. I think the way the Lakers came out and played tonight, it emotionally compromised the Denver Nuggets early on, and it just didn't help the matter that Nikola Jokic gets a 5th personal foul by the end of the third quarter. And man, I got to tell you, you are going to have reactionary takes all over. Every fucking basketball fan's going to have their say, oh, the Lakers are fucking amazing. Stop it. Stop it. Stop that shit right now. Because the Nuggets are still a great team. Why else would they be in the Western Conference Final, motherfucker? So relax. The Nuggets are, I'm telling you, you know what's going to happen in game 2? The Nuggets are going to come flying out the gates, and the Lakers might start missing fucking field goals, because that Denver team can also play some defense, by the way. Did you know that shit? So just be on the lookout on your ego. Lakers fans, chill. Relax. This is only game 1. If you are true Lakers fans, and all you motherfuckers spout about Kobe, if you are true Lakers fans and you understand Mamba mentality and Kobe as a fan, you know this means absolutely nothing. This means absolutely nothing. This is still the Western Conference Final. This means absolutely nothing. We got to keep this shit going. No time for complacency. No time for boasting. None of that shit. Stop it. Keep it going. And you know who's keep it going? The goddamn Miami Heat. Ladies and gentlemen, the Miami Heat have a 2-0 series lead against the Boston Celtics before Game 3 takes place on Saturday evening. And I got to tell you, I feel kind of foolish for buying into the Boston Celtics hype. And yeah, I'm not just saying that as a Lakers fan, just as a basketball fan watching the Celtics team just come apart in the second half. It's kind of startling to witness this shit. Because I would have liked to have seen a Lakers versus Celtics, final. That'd be fucking great, obviously. But this Celtics team in Game 2 blew a 17-point lead after halftime, and it just felt as though the Boston Celtics are trying to run on fucking ice. You're going to fall flat on your ass. And this is not to just gloss over what the Heat are doing, but I'm telling you, this Miami Heat team is taking the Boston Celtics the fucking cleaners, and it's not even a fucking competition at this point. And this is where you have to say, I mean, this Miami Heat team is unbelievable. This team is all about just pure basketball. This team doesn't have to rely on the super mega star. Everyone can get their buckets. Everyone can play two ways. Jimmy Butler is just that X factor that the Heat needed to just skyrocket their rebuild. And holy shit, they just play absolutely amazing basketball. Sensationalism, I don't know. But what I watch from the Miami Heat is some great basketball, great team chemistry, and just great depth all around, too. Can we talk about that shit? How great the fucking depth of the goddamn Miami Heat is? I mean, you got Robinson. You got, son of a bitch, I'm not going to know all the names. Goran Dragic, though. Holy shit, he went off in Game 2. And, of course, I mean, Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, Jimmy Buckets. But, yeah, I should really look up this Miami Heat's roster and lineup more often. But, this is what happens when you're just watching the games on mute. And that's just kind of my whole, I guess, maybe tired brain of listening to all the fucking political nonsense, and especially the commercials, just nauseating whenever they're airing NBA shit. So I do need to do the due diligence of research with the Miami Heat and their personnel, but they look fantastic. They look really good. And you know what? I've said this. If the Nuggets take on the Heat, which would imply the Lakers loss in the Western Conference Final, I wouldn't even mind. I wouldn't even be pissed. I wouldn't be salty about any of that shit, because for me as a basketball fan, I would get to watch two great basketball teams face off against each other. And yeah, again, Lakers fans, don't get high on yourself. Relax. This Denver Nuggets team is still fucking good. You know what happens to arrogant teams? Ask the Clippers. Oh my God, still thinking about it a couple days later. It is still the funniest shit ever. And today I had to rock the fucking Lakers t-shirt with the Dodgers jersey because the Lakers in the Western Conference Final winning in a pretty substantial and big way. And the Dodgers being the Colorado Rockies 15-6, of course, regular season, but that kind of, dominant showing, I like that. It makes me feel pretty damn decent. Although, if I'm a Sacramento Kings fan, I would never feel decent about this goddamn team, because the Kings go ahead and hire Monte McNair to be involved with basketball operations, and this is the same dude who was an assistant GM, I apologize, in the Houston Rockets. And I'm just wondering how much offense are you going to fucking try to shove down this Kings team's throat and play little to no defense. I'm pretty sure that's what you'll learn, being under Daryl Morey for, I don't know, however long. And yeah, the Rockets are fucked. We can all accept this narrative, right? Like the Rockets, the Blazers, and the Clippers, they're all kind of fucked going forward. No? Okay. All right. Let's see what happens in the offseason and just come back to me during the next season. Yeah, this is why the fucking Blazers win a goddamn championship. I'm gonna just eat a whole boatload of shit. But I doubt it. I absolutely doubt it. Because all the fucking evidence and context that you understand from like looking at those teams, there's no fucking way. But very likely thing that I've said, weeks back, finally happened. Giannis Antetokounmpo may go back to back in MVP. Not shocking at all. Throughout the regular season, this kid was really the most valuable player on his team. Yes, Mike Budenholzer, raised and elevated this team up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But Giannis Antetokounmpo, Defensive Player of the Year, MVP, absolutely deserves it. But I do want to say this. I think the finalists for MVP in the NBA, Woke League of Chinese Basketball, I think the finalist list was bullshit. LeBron James, James Harden, and Giannis Antetokounmpo. No. Giannis, I will put in there. I still do believe Giannis deserves that MVP. But I want to just tweak this MVP list a little bit. I would put in Luka Doncic, Jimmy Butler, Anthony Davis, and Nikola Jokic. Because obviously MVP is not real. It's not dependent on postseason performance. It's not. It's straight up not dependent on playoff performances. Get that through your fucking heads, kids. Okay? But what an MVP is, right? By definition of the word, most valuable player is you have the ability, you with whatever intangibles and tangibles you have, you with your skill sets, elevate your team to next level. That's what an MVP is to me. So, Giannis Antetokounmpo, Luka Doncic, Jimmy Butler, Anthony Davis, Nikola Jokic should have been finalists for MVP. Not James Harden and not LeBron James. Motherfuckers, calm the fuck down with the LeBron James dick sucking, man. Oh my God. If you just cast that shit aside, you will see that, hey, there are so many great fucking ballers in the league right now. That's why motherfuckers are so surprised when the Nuggets came out to the Western Conference Final. It's like, no. If you've been watching this team for the last 2-3 seasons, you will flat out know the goddamn Denver Nuggets are good. You will goddamn know that the Dallas Mavericks have been improving. And dude, Luka Doncic should have absolutely been an MVP finalist over James fucking Harden. Are you fucking kidding me with James Harden, the goddamn MVP finalist? That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Oh, James Harden, step back three, flop. That's an MVP finalist? You know what Luka Doncic does? Not just with that fucking Clippers game-winning 3 in overtime. Not just that shit. You know what he does in the regular season? He wins. He gets buzzer beaters. He makes these amazing assists that you would think there's no way you make this pass. Oh my God, you made that pass. And he has elevated his team within the last 2 years into playoff contention and what I think could be a potential dynasty with Luka Doncic if Mark Cuban brings in the right pieces. Or Hail Mary, get Giannis Antetokounmpo. You will win a fucking ring. Trust me on that shit. Trust me on that shit. If you bring in Giannis Antetokounmpo to the Dallas Mavericks, that is a guaranteed championship and a potential fucking dynasty. Guaranteed. God damn it, man. I told you I'm a Luka fucking Doncic fanboy. I will flat out admit to that. Oh, but your bias is showing. Prove to me that James Harden is actually a fucking MVP. Please. Does he make his team fucking better? Not really. Stale, even during the regular season. Kind of mediocre in some regards, but that's the NBA for you. It's just a lot of bullshit mainstream media narrative and echo chamber of nonsense and just, it's tiring to watch. It does. really does. But hey, Lakers are in the Western Conference Final. I'm all about that shit. It's been 10 fucking years since the Lakers have been to the Western Conference Final, so happy about that. Happy about that. But hey, I'm more happy, or equally happy, like a smidgen more, maybe just a little more, because it's not the final yet. But hey, the Stanley Cup Final has been set. The final matchup for the Stanley Cup has been set, and man, oh man, we have the Dallas Stars taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning. Because in Game 6, the Tampa Bay Lightning finally closed out. Overtime, Sorelli with the overtime goal. I know YouTube commenters always fucking telling me during game reviews or whenever I post shit on the YouTube page, proper pronunciation of, hockey stars and shit. So, hey, Sorelli with the overtime goal in Game 6 sends the Tampa Bay Lightning to the Stanley Cup Final. They haven't been back since 2015 against the Chicago Blackhawks. So they will be taking on the Dallas Stars, who haven't been back to the Stanley Cup Final since 2000. And I've said this, boys and girls, I think the Dallas Stars wins it in 7. And something about this Tampa Bay Lightning team is different, of course, but I don't really trust John Cooper all that much. I think something with Rick Bowness, something with the way the Dallas Stars have been playing, the grit that they got, the number of fucking heartbreaks over the years that has to compound to this just feeling of just hunger. I think it's there for the Stars to take. Starting on my words here because I'm just speechless when it comes to the Dallas Stars and how well they've been doing. I mean, obviously getting that overtime goal against the Vegas Golden Knights in Game 5 with Gurianov, it was a heartbreaker for me personally, but at the same time, I have nothing but respect for the Dallas Stars. And of course, I do remind you always, boys and girls, I love the city of Dallas, man. And having gone to Dallas twice in my lifetime now, I just have no real animosity towards Dallas at all. And I hope that the Dallas Stars win. And I see the Dallas Stars winning the Stanley Cup Final in 7 games. And dates are set for the Stanley Cup Final, boys and girls. And let's go ahead and read it off so I can bore the shit out of you with some goddamn dates. But hey, data and priority. That's what I'm fucking talking about. So Game 1, September 19th on Saturday, which is tomorrow, mañana. And Game 2, September 21st. I'm apologizing a lot because there's a lot of fucking mistakes here. But the mistake is not going to be in watching the Stanley Cup Final in Game 2, which is going to take place on September 21st on Monday. Game 3 will be taking place on September 23rd on Wednesday. Game 4, September 25th on Friday. And Game 5, if necessary, will be a back-to-back on September 26th on Saturday. Very smart move because you do not want to compete with Football Sunday. And of course, probably contract rules. You have the NBC, Sunday Night Football program going on Sunday. So no need to do that shit. Smart move by the NHL to do that. And I think you can have a potential momentum shifter in that game between, switching goaltenders and whatnot. And Game 6, if necessary, September 28th, Monday. Game 7, if necessary, September 30th on Wednesday. And my God, I cannot fucking wait for the Stanley Cup Final. It's going to be awesome, and we are going to have a great time, boys and girls. And I'm sure if you're an Ottawa Senators fan, you're not usually having a great time. But hey, they're bringing the old logo back. Yeah, that vintage 2D logo. Woohoo! Man. Because I think there's more interesting Canadian teams going on right now. Like the Montreal Canadiens. Signing Joel Edmondson after trading for him with the Carolina Hurricanes. Sign him to a contract extension. 4 years, $14 million. God damn, dude. Hope he produces for you, because that is a lot of fucking money. Oh, my God. But relatively speaking, the Pittsburgh Penguins have not spent too much money on re-signing Jared McCann to a 2-year deal, $2.94 million. And I'm just wondering if, the Penguins are going to go for, a bit of a free agent fishing, some hunting going on there. Because there are going to be some interesting free agents. So Minnesota Wild will not be re-signing Mikko Koivu, and I'm curious if, Penguins probably in that race, right? But it feels more like an Ottawa Senators and Sabres kind of acquisition to me. But The big one is going to be coming out of St. Louis, where Alex Pietrangelo will reportedly be let go in free agency. And you already see the fucking post by Leafs Nation just desperately wanting Alex Pietrangelo to be in their squad to bolster their blue line. But would that really be the ultimate solution? I mean, that would acquire a lot of money to be thrown around to Alex Pietrangelo, and it could be tough. It could be tough on the salary cap, and you might have to move off of a big piece. Which if you move off from Mitch Marner, Alex Nylander, or William Nylander, his brother, it wouldn't make any fucking sense in my eyes. But interesting to keep an eye out on Alex Pietrangelo in free agency. And a very interesting thing to look into is the World Junior Hockey Championship, which will be taking place in Edmonton as a hub. Dates are set from December 26, 2020 to January 5th, 2021. And, it just feels like some semblance of normalcy with sports all coming back. I mean, hell, even college football is coming back. So, hey, all the young kids getting to play their sport, exhibiting all that shit, their ability for their future career and live their dreams. That's awesome. Awesome stuff. Open all this shit up. Good. Keep it going. Even though it's in Canada. Hey, it's a global pandemic. So we got to figure that shit out, boys and girls. But hey, speaking of global, we got to talk about some global sports, some world football shit, boys and girls. Some notable transfers before the transfer window is set to close around October, if I'm not mistaken, early October. Thiago Alcantara is headed to Liverpool for a reported £20 million fee. And you got to think, bolstering that midfield, probably a pretty decent move for Liverpool. But hey, how about you fucking figure out that leaky-ass defense? Yeah. Remember Leeds last week? 4-3 win? Okay, you got the win, but oh my God, 3 fucking goals like that. You got to figure that shit out, man. But apparently Tottenham figured their shit out when they signed. Signing Gareth Bale, bringing him back, running it back with old Gareth. Hey, maybe they bring Modric back eventually. Who the hell knows? I'm laughing as an Arsenal fan because here's the thing. Gareth Bale has won multiple Champions League trophies at this point. He has been a phenomenal player at Real Madrid when he's on the pitch because he's been injured so many fucking times. But over the last few years, he has been just getting benched, not a real favorite cast member of Zinedine Zidane, if you will. And he just kind of sits and wilts on the bench, plays golf, then gets transferred over to Tottenham, and you expect him to just regain all the superpowers from way back when. All right. Have fun winning nothing again, Tottenham. What the fuck? Oh my God. Yeah, as an Arsenal fan, I take tremendous joy in watching Tottenham suffer. I fucking love it. I absolutely fucking love it. And whenever I see Tottenham fans, I just don't really feel any empathy. I just look at them with scorn and disgust. I'm like, oof. Cheering for that team. Ew. Like, gross. But you know what's grosser than that? Watching Schalke get destroyed on the Bundesliga season opener against Bayern Munich. And 8-0? Really, Schalke? 8-0? Oh my God, this was absolutely horrendous. But Bayern Munich's front three of Robert Lewandowski, Leroy Sané, Serge Gnabry is looking to be a dangerous front three in Europe. And holy shit, man. I mean, Gnabry with the hat trick, phenomenal performance from him. And you are going to have Arsenal haters always fucking coming at you like, oh, you should get Gnabry. Oh, I fucking wanker left Gnabry. You try to expect fucking salt from me, but at the same time, I look at you and say, dude, Wenger made his mistakes, many. And guess what? At the time, Gnabry wasn't going to get play time. He wasn't. And when he switched off to West Brom, I thought, okay, cool, whatever. That's gone. But hey, he's thriving over there in Germany, and what can I really be mad at? I mean, I'm a huge fucking German national soccer team fan, so I'm always looking at that shit and be like, cool. Football team's going to be fucking great with Gnabry moving forward in Euros and plus potentially the World Cup. So keep on going, Germany. Keep on going. But Schalke, figure your shit out. That was disgusting. I mean, Leroy Sané was just all over your shit, and that defense was just, quitting on their goalkeeper. It was embarrassing. It was absolutely embarrassing to watch this fucking match. 8-0 win for Bayern Munich in the season opener of the Bundesliga. And, oh my God, dude. Some scary shit from Bayern Munich. Some scary shit. But what's scarier, boys and girls, is English football is just a very tiring league in the sense of just adding so much competition domestically that it will fatigue out players. And the English League Cup has announced their 4th round draw, even though the 3rd rounds haven't even fucking been completed yet. So what the fuck, League Cup? But here we go. Lincoln City versus Liverpool will face whoever wins between Leicester City and Arsenal. So hopefully an Arsenal-Liverpool rematch in the League Cup would be great, and we actually get a fucking win that one. That would be awesome. Last year we lost in a penalty, and that was just fucking infuriating. But it happens, kids. It happens. So Millwall versus Burnley will be facing the winners of Manchester City versus Bournemouth. West Bromwich Albion versus Brentford will be taking on the winners of Fulham versus Sheffield Wednesday. Fleetwood Town versus Everton will be facing whoever wins against West Ham United versus Hull City. Bristol City taking on Aston Villa will be facing the winners of Stoke City versus Gillingham. I know I always fucking make my goddamn pronunciation mistakes, but there you go. Two fucking pronunciations to figure that out. 2-3, confusing your number, stupid ass motherfucker. I'm a dumb. It does happen, boys and girls. But what will also happen is Leyton Orient versus Tottenham Hotspur to take on the winners of Chelsea versus Burnley. And Chelsea versus Tottenham is the only fucking time I look at Chelsea and say, all right, you're the enemy of my enemy. Make sure Tottenham loses. I don't care how. Beat them. Destroy them. Just win. I don't care. Don't draw. Just fucking win. Beat the shit out of them. But that will be a potential 4th round if teams are able to match up that way. So Newport County versus Watford will be taking on the winners of Morecambe versus Newcastle United. And finally, Preston North End versus Brighton and Hove Albion will be taking on the winners of Luton Town versus Manchester United. And I think you're going to see a few upsets here because you are laying out the 4th round. And I think some teams are going to be overlooking their opponent in front of them and hoping for the next round and, getting all hyped up for that shit. Because it happens, kids. Arrogance does happen. Yes, it does. Every sport. Every motherfucking sport. And, oh my goddamn Dodgers jersey right now, man. Of course. We always exhibit fucking arrogance and bullshit. We know what happens as Dodgers fans. We are very well aware of what happens every fucking October. So, all season long, I have been very cautious. I have been very slow to bite the bullet on the hype. But hey, postseason is less than 2 weeks away. How crazy is that? 60 games just fly fucking by. And hey, man, playoff baseball is amazing. So I can't fucking wait for that shit. And hey, the LA Dodgers, my LA Dodgers, are the first team in Major League Baseball to clinch a playoff spot. Cool. Keep it going. I don't really care about patting yourself on the back. Fucking get to the postseason and win. Because what has been the fucking expectation for goddamn half fucking decade, if not more, since 1988? 89. I apologize. 89? No, it's actually 88. It's actually 88 because I'm fucking that date up. Because 89, the Detroit Pistons actually beat the Los Angeles Lakers in the NBA Finals, and the Lakers actually beat the Pistons in 1988 to win the NBA Finals, and 1988, the LA Dodgers beat the Oakland A's. And you know what's curious? I feel like that matchup could potentially happen again. Oakland A's just being an absolute powerhouse over there in the AL. But hey, you know who else fucking clinches a playoff spot? Chicago White Sox, man. First time since 2008. Good shit. Been dominating their division in the AL, so curious to see what happens over there on that side. And the Tampa Bay Rays clinch a playoff spot. This is the sixth time in franchise history the Rays have made a second and consecutive playoff for Jesus Christ. That is depressing. So it's just playoffs, nothing. Playoffs, nothing. And then just once in a while, oh my God, back-to-back years of playoff appearances. Oh my God, that is just kind of embarrassing. Not embarrassing, but it's depressing. But that happens. I mean, certain franchises, you're kind of just left with just being super sad and mediocre. And that's where I have to talk about the Anaheim Angels. Oh, we got a championship. Yeah, that's that one fucking championship. But dude, you have just been a fucking pile of misery for years, decades. But hey, at least you got Albert Pujols, man. The man hit his 661st home run in his career, surpassing Billy Mays. Is it Billy Mays or Mays? I apologize. I'm a basketball newbie. I just wrote this shit down on the script, and sometimes I fuck up. But hey, Albert Pujols has now passed Mays in home runs, surpassing fifth of all time. So congratulations to Albert Pujols. But yeah, the Angels are just the Angels. It happens. But hey, you know what's also happening right now? Football. Yes. NFL football. And it's amazing. We had Thursday Night Football yesterday, and the curious part about that game was Joe Buck was given a surprise as it was announced that he is headed to Canton, to the Football Hall of Fame, and I'm not going to lie to you, I'm happy for Joe Buck. Him, Chris Collinsworth, I think they should get a massive kudos for what they do. I know they're not the most fun. They're kind of boring and bland, but their body of work and resume is extremely impressive. They're very consistent. Never are they just completely off and like terrible. They're consistent, and that deserves a tremendous kudos. And it was a nice moment seeing Troy Aikman super hyped for his, broadcasting partner, because obviously Troy Aikman being a Hall of Famer, it just good shit all around. And that happened during the Thursday Night Football Cleveland Browns versus Cincinnati Bengals game where Baker fucking kicked ass. But we'll talk about that on next week's Piggy Skin Picks review. So be on the lookout for that episode next week, boys and girls. But hey, congratulations to Joe Buck. Fantastic stuff. And you are going to be in the same class as Peyton Manning, Charles Woodson, Calvin Johnson, and Wes Welker. That's some impressive fucking class right there. So hey, kudos to you, man. And ultimately, kids, sports ball is good. It's good. Me good when sports is good. I know I've been stuttering all this fucking episode because I just got off of watching the Western Conference Final with the Lakers. I'm a bit hyped and a bit energized. So do forgive me, boys and girls, for my stutters and stammers. But hey, on the next episode of the Sky Lounge, what shall we get on? Maybe a bit of Untitled Rant, maybe some good shit. Well, we'll see what happens. So that'll do it for me. All right, motherfuckers. I appreciate you dropping by this episode. Follow me at The Sky Lounge on SoundCloud, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. And also check out The Sky Lounge on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And until next time, kids, fuck off.